Hi guys, welcome to the Afro channel where we talk about everything cars, from car sales to car repairs to car maintenance, basically everything cars. Very quickly, we'll be talking about your car loan options. Now I'm going to explain what car loan is and the options you have. Just before I dive into it, I'm just also going to explain your eligibility for it. So if you're new to the UK, this is your first year and all that, you might have noticed people driving newer cars. You might notice not just UK, a couple of advanced countries, you see people driving 2025 cars, 2024 cars, 2023 and 2020, just basically newer models of cars. And you might be asking yourself how they're able to afford these cars, because they are really expensive. So you might be asking yourself how most of them are able to afford these cars. Basically, what most are doing is that you're actually utilizing the car loan finance options. They could either be doing a hire purchase or a personal purchase, a personal contract purchase, PCP. Now I'm going to explain how it works, and also the interest rates and all that. Why I'm going to talk about the interest rate is, if you're new to the UK or any EU countries and you want to try out these options, it might be a bit difficult for you. Now let me explain. Most car dealerships that offer this car loan options would actually want you to have spent at least 3 years in the UK, so that the lender, the banks that are going to be offering you these car loans, the interest rate and all that will be a lot more lower for you. Also, they would expect you to have built a good credit score. So if you're new to the UK, you might not even have a credit score, talk much of a good credit score, say 1 year and all that. But if you've spent at least 2 years in the UK, you might get lenders that would offer you car loan options, but the interest rate is always a bit high because you've just spent 2 years in the UK. Normally, like I said, they would always want 3 years and above. Now, the car loan finance option is basically, what it means is, you're just walking into a car dealership. You're walking into a car dealership. You explain to them that you want to take out one of their cars on finance. They would ask you the one you want. So like I mentioned, there are two types. There's the hire purchase and there's the personal contract purchase. Hire purchase is you're taking out the car, and then at the end of the 48 months, you would have the car. Once you're done paying for it, the car becomes yours. So let me explain it again. So if the car is worth say 25,000, they will tell you how much you'll be paying monthly for the car. Say they might tell you it's £400 a month. So at the end of £400 each month, and then if you do the calculation, if you times it by 48, at the end of the 48 months, once you're done paying for it, at the end of 48 months, the car belongs to you. So the car, it's now yours and all that. That's hire purchase. Why for the PCP? What it just means is, the PCP, the price, the monthly payment will always be lower than the hire purchase. So like I mentioned, the hire purchase could be £500 a month. The PCP could be as low as £300 or £210, £250, depending on how much your initial deposit is. So it's always going to be lower than the hire purchase. So once with the PCP, it's going to be lower. That's just the difference. And then with the PCP is, once you're done paying for the car, like once you've started your payment each month, at the end of 48 months, the car doesn't belong to you. So it's almost like kind of renting the car, but not really like renting the car. So at the end of 48 months with PCP, the car doesn't belong to you. What you could do with PCP, which is what most people do with PCP, the option you have there is, at the end of the 48 months, bring the car back to the dealership, and then you have the option to take out another newer car. So take, for instance, you took out a 2025 car. After 48 months, you bring it back, you're able to take out a newer model of that car or a newer model of any other car you want, and just start up the payments again, continue with the PCP again. Why for the hire purchase? Like I said, hire purchase is at the end of the 48 months, the car belongs to you. Yeah? Do you understand what I mean now? So that's the two types of car finance we have. So hire purchase, which at the end of each month, it's a bit higher, £500 a month, but at the end of the 48 months, the car belongs to you. At the end of for PCP, at the end of the 48 months, the car doesn't belong to you, but you could upgrade and take out a newer version of the car. And also with PCP, if you actually want the car to be yours, there's what we call a balloon payment. So what they will do is they'll value the car and tell you how much the car is worth, and then tell you how much the final payment will be. Now let's take, for instance, that the car is worth 25,000 as at the time you took it out. So after 48 months, you bring it back, and then they tell you your balloon payment is £5,000. If you have £5,000 and you pay that £5,000, which is called a balloon payment, you can take the car. The car would eventually become yours. So there's a balloon payment there on PCP. Why for hire purchase, like I said, is just pay for it and then just move along. At the end of the 48 months, the car is yours. Like I said, with a PCP, why most people are doing PCP is at the end of the 48 months, you can upgrade and take out a newer car. So I'm driving a 2024 car now. At the end of, say, next 3 or 4 years, I'm going to take out a 2028 car, 2029 car and all that. So it's going to always go, you have the option to upgrade with PCP, and that's what most people do. And it's always a lot more cheaper. Now, like I said, the disadvantage of the PCP is at the end of the day, it's not going to be your car. It's just why for the hire purchase is going to be yours. But it's dicey between both of them. And just a quick one, the caveat there is also on insurance. I said I was going to do a video on different types of insurance. So there's the third-party insurance and the comprehensive insurance. Most car dealership will want you to do a comprehensive insurance before you take out the car from there, because comprehensive insurance will cover both repairs for your car, and also if you hit someone, it's going to also cover the repairs for that person's car and yours, and it covers everything for most of them will cover loss, theft, breakdown and all that. So it does cover it. So like I said, I'm going to make a video on that. So insurance is also very important if you're taking out a car on either PCP or hire purchase. So like I said, I've explained it to you. And how do you know if you're going to be qualified for car finances and all that? So before you walk into the dealership, you could either check your bank. You've got a bank app, click on the car loan finance option on the bank, and then calculate how much you're able to borrow. So some people have got the option to borrow as high as 40,000. Some people have got the option to borrow as low as 20,000. So it depends on how good your credit score is, your basics, your salary each month, employment status and all that. So it depends on a lot of things. So you can check how much you're eligible to borrow on your bank your bank app. You can check that, or you can walk into your bank or request a call and then discuss these options with them. And then once you've known how much you're eligible to borrow, you can just walk into the car dealership and then have a word with them. They will tell you the options you have, and if you want a PCP, you just simply go for it. Like I said, if you see newer cars and all that in the UK and most countries and all that, it's just what most people do. So they just simply take out the PCP or hire purchase option. Yeah. And also, if for any reason another disadvantage of taking out the PCP is mileage, you're restricted. So if you're going to be taking out the PCP, there's going to be an option where they would ask you how many mileage you think you'll be making in a year. So the lower the mileage, the lower the monthly amount. Let me take that again. So the lower the mileage, the lower the monthly amount. So if you say you're going to be doing 6,000 miles each month, it's going to bring down the total monthly payment you'll be making on that car. But if you say it's going to be as high as 10,000 miles, it's going to increase the monthly payment for your PCP. That's for the PCP. For hire purchase, nobody talks about your mileage. You can drive the car as much as you want, because at the end of the month, at the end of the 48 months, it's going to be your car. But for the PCP, at the end of the month, at the end of the 48 months, it's not going to be your car. So they are going to be checking your mileage, and there's going to be a penalty if you tell them you're going to be doing 8,000 miles each year, and at the end of 48 months, they double check and see that you've gone above 8,000 miles per year. There's going to be a penalty. Penalty is not like they're going to take back the car from you, and they will just there's going to be a calculation on the amount per mileage. So they might say, okay, because you've gone above this, we're going to charge you £200 extra and all that. So it's not really like a caveat for you not to take out the PCP. No, but it just means that there's going to be a penalty. The penalty is just they're going to top up. They're going to add a couple of amounts there for you to cover up for the mileage you've exceeded. That's all. But for the hire purchase, which is also an advantage for hire purchase, nobody looks at the mileage and all that, because they know at the end of the day it's going to be your car. The disadvantage with the hire purchase is at the end of the 48 months, you might decide, oh, this car is it's looking rough. I no longer want this car and all that. So you either decide how you're going to sell it and then take out a newer car. But with the PCP, you'd always have the option to upgrade. And then, like I said, you're restricted on mileage. So if you choose a lower mileage, it means if you go above it, nobody ties you down not to go above it. But if you do go above it, there's going to be a penalty, and you have to pay the additional cost that's going to come up there. So that's also one of the disadvantages of PCP. So you're kind of restricted to certain amount of mileage. Like I said, you could do 10,000 miles. You could tell them you were going to be doing 10,000 miles per year. Nobody's going to tie you down, not tell you not to do it, but it's just going to increase your monthly payment for the PCP. So if you have any questions, let us know in the comment section. I'm going to explain further. I'm going to do another video and also break it down further in case anybody who has any questions they want to ask. So like I said, everybody you see out there driving newer cars and all that, most of them are doing either the PCP or hire purchase. You understand what I mean? While if you're new to the UK, like I said, I would advise you just simply look for a way to get a cheaper car. You could contact us. We have cars for as low as £2,000, £1,500. Very clean cars, very good cars and all that. Just so, because you might not be eligible to take out the car loan finance options and all that, just so you still have a car to drive. Pending when you've built your credit score, once you've spent at least 2 years and in the UK and all that, just to make sure that you still have a car you'll be driving, pending when you've done all this, and then you want to take out a car via finance. I will see you on the next video where I'm going to explain for that. Like I said, I'm going to be talking about your car insurance because a couple of differences there and a lot of people do not know. I will see you on the next video. Please like and subscribe. Please like and subscribe. I will see you next time.